Back in 43 BC, ancient Roman times, the Romans were vastly expanding their empire. Julius Caesar was taking care of all those Celtic tribes that dared to defy him. This was an invasion in a scale that the world hasn't seen for many centuries afterwards. Millions and millions of people were victims to the constant battles between Julius Caesar and the Celts. But among those groups also included the Gauls. And once they conquered these lands, they established Roman Gaul, which is right at the epicenter, right here, in the modern-day city of Lyon, but it used to be known as Lugdunum. Let's explore ancient Lyon here in France, currently the third largest city in all of France after Paris and Marseille. So welcome everyone, nice to see you here. This is the River Saône, and this is where the Romans decided to make their primary settlement. Across this peninsula, now it's a peninsula, it used to be at least a part of it used to be an island. So across this other landmass is the River Rhone. And we see this gorgeous church with two mismatched steeples. Really, really beautiful. It's because the steeples were built years apart. Kind of hope that Cathedral St. John of the Divine in New York City looks like that at some point. So why did the Romans decide not to go on the Rhone, but decide to go here on the Saône? They sound so similar. It's because the Saône was easier to manage than the Rhone. The Rhone is much larger. So they decided to make their settlement here. Also, they were right next to natural hill defenses over here, which we're going to see ourselves. And I'll pull up a map of actually where the Saône extends. Right here. So that's the extent of the Saône, starting around here in Lyon and going all the way beyond Dijon, all the way further up north. All right, let's explore what's known as Vieux, Lyon, which is the old city of Lyon, because most of the expansion in the 1800s was right over here in this landmass area, which we'll see at some point. But this one's even older. So bonjour mes amis, let me know where you're watching from. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. We're going to wander around Vieux Lyon. No direction, no particular agenda, just to enjoy the sights, the sounds, the smells. Well, maybe I'll describe the smells to you. Maybe touch a building or two. Who knows? See ancient Roman Colosseum. Who knows? Wendy, you're watching all the way from your sofa. Whoa, so far away, all the way from the sofa. Nobu is watching from France. Oh, Nobu. Watching from the country itself. Here we see a plaque. This is interesting. Always interesting to see some plaques over here. Let's see. Yes, they have in English. Yes. Apparently the Lyon Tourism Board is really keen on making all their signs in English, from what I've seen. Unlike in Paris, where they're still all in French. So here's the Pont du Change. Several bridges were successively built during the first millennia in the front of the St. Nizier Church. Works were indeed made easier by a rocky bank dividing the Saône into two channels. According to tradition, the first stone bridge was begun. We got a little bit of grammatical error. Around 1070 and finished before 1167, remaining undamaged by the waters until 1824, when it was demolished and replaced by another one, destroyed in 1974. Oh my God, there was an old bridge here, 1,000-year-old bridge, and it was destroyed in 1974. Why? Why did they do that? The 9 arches and 8 piers of the bridge extend over 211 meters. the broadest opening on the Empire side, which is the left bank, and one of 24 houses with a few shops on the ground floor. Oh wow, this was similar to the Ponte Vecchio. That's so interesting. Such a shame that it got destroyed in 1974. What happened there? Was it on purpose? Or was it some type of structural failure? It's a bit saddening to hear. Ooh, look at this. Right here, that might look familiar, that structure. No, we're not in Paris, but that is indeed modeled after the Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower was constructed by 1889, but by 1894 or so, they finished this one in homage of the recently built Eiffel Tower. But it had a very political reason behind it. France was celebrating its secularism, and hence they were saying we could build something way taller than any other church in Lyon. We'll see the church as we keep walking. As Susie says, hold it with your fingers. Yeah. I can fake that I'm in Paris. So pro tip, if you're in Lyon, you could just fake that you're in Paris. Nobody needs to know the wiser. Basta, stop. Oh my God. We're starting to see the staircases. Ludo says, is it smaller than the one in Paris? Yes, much smaller. It's just the tip. While Paris is the full thing, fully erect, this one is just the tip. They decided to pull out from making a larger construction. They're also known for their street art here in Lyon. So we're gonna see a lot of street art. A lot of sticker art, apparently. But Ludo, we all know that size doesn't matter though. What are these characters? They seem so familiar. They kind of look like dog versions of the Berenstein Bears from America. Ludo asks, is that Tintin? No, that's not Tintin. No, not at all. It appears to be a French comic making fun of the English. And here we have Charlie Chaplin. And another Charlie Chaplin. Huh. Diaz says, are we going to St. John Cathedral? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna backtrack back there. Adam says, I got COVID this week. Oh no, Adam, feel better. Rest up. Nanasu says, very charming street. Oh yeah. Wow. This is a city where you can rent scooters and basically everywhere. Here's one of the many companies. This is Dot. There's a few others. Adam says, what, Charlie Chaplin in France? There might be a reason why Charlie Chaplin is being depicted here. Though I'm not 100% sure if this is the reason. So Lyon, France, along with Thomas Edison back in New Jersey, I think it was, concurrently invented cinema, film. It was the Lumiere brothers based here in Lyon who made one of the very first films of history. So it carries that lineage of the birth of cinema right here in Lyon. That might be the reason why Charlie Chaplin's there, maybe. Oh, here's a train station. Wow. Train station over here. That's interesting. Let's check this out. The Gare de Saint-Paul of the SNCF services. Oh wow. Great tiling. Film was one of those inventions where it was invented two places at the same time, two different places at the same time. There's a few inventions in modern history that are like that. Film is one of them. DS says, what's the oldest landmark here? I'm not sure if there's anything dating before the ancient Romans, but I think the oldest is the Colosseum. Is it open? No. Wow. No trains passing today. Or they open it just before the trains pass. Yeah, I think that's what they do. Susie, there's not a soul. Yeah, so we are in France in August, and as I mentioned before in two different live streams, France in August is summertime for the French, and they take it very seriously. So a lot of businesses, boulangeries, bouchons, bistros, brasseries, cafes, bars, coffee shops, museums, tourist destinations, and attractions. The list goes on. Doctors, I think, even. They all take vacations during August. So August is very quiet. I don't know where the French go. Let me know where the French go. Nobu might know, a fellow French urbanist. Do they go to the actual south of France? Because I've heard that that's actually a popular time of year to go. But here, it seems like Lyon, Paris, barely a soul in sight. Of course, if you go to the very central touristy areas, which we're passing through today, you'll see more restaurants open, but otherwise, it is a much more quieter city. Susie says, "Ooh, let's go to all Lyon. It'll be much busier then." Yeah. All right, let's continue walking the quiet streets of Lyon. Neobu says, I confirm that yes, they do come here. Ah, thank you so much. So Neobu says, yes, the Parisians, the Lyonnese go down to south of France for some vacationing. Ludo says, that's magic how that station door opened. Indeed, modern technology here in Lyon. So normally, I heard so far that this would be busy with people, but a lot of things are closed. So everyone slam that like button if you're enjoying these videos. Lyon is one of those cities that's not really searched for too much. We had the benefit of doing Amsterdam, where a lot of people are indeed searching that city, but Lyon isn't one of them. So slam that like button so more people can see this video who might enjoy it. Susie says we can just pretend there's a bustling crowd. Yes, we can hold it in mind. Think Seattle. Think Seattle. Oh wait, no, never mind. Not Seattle. Think. You gotta think. Stockholm. Think Stockholm. Oh no, not Stockholm. Okay, never mind. All right. Think Times Square. Oh no, it's too much. Too much. Think Copenhagen. Ah, that's better. There we go. Just think Copenhagen. During the daytime, at least. Susie says we can see more with less people. Yes, that we can. Here are the Lions of Lyon. Hey Mika, nice to see you here. Hello Susie K. Anonymous dude, Lyon. Lino. Oh, huge staircases. Wendy says you can hear pin drop. You know, that's the case with a lot of these older European cities. Quiet. There's no big highway. From sunny Wales. I need coffee for you today. I already had my coffee of the day. 2 coffees of the day. I bought myself a French. Trying to immerse myself into French culture by making my coffee at home. And yeah, it was really good. French press is a really interesting way to drink coffee. If you don't know what a French press is, I wish I can show you, but it's an immersion coffee. You basically steep the coffee for 4 minutes, press a plunge in order to strain it. Maureen says, good afternoon, Maureen. Nice to see you here. Mika says, je t'aime la belle la France. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Ooh, more history. This is the Museum of the Marionettes. So marionettes, like in Belgium, for whom does the bell toll? Let's see. Like in Belgium, they were used to make political commentary without being too obvious.
Moi, je me souviens, cette horloge, pour mettre un guignol, aujourd'hui, celui qui s'occupe de l'entretien, je me suis fait remarquer l'horloge du haut et l'horloge du bas. Oui.
So Gary says, I just got my DNA results through, and it's thoroughly boring. I'm 100% Celtic blood, not even 1% Puerto Rican. No. Puerto Rican really isn't something we'll show in the ancestry test because Puerto Ricans come from a host of different areas around the world. My condolences, Gary, for being 100% Celtic. Dwayne says, I bet the charcuterie must be amazing. Yes. I tried a little bit thus far, and it's really good. This hotel has a Michelin star? Well, it's in the Michelin Guide. So Lyon is one of the cities with the most... Lyon is one of the cities with the most amount of Michelin stars in the world. And there's a few 3 Michelin stars restaurants that have been so for years. It's very hard to hold on to all 3 Michelin stars. Some of the most famous chefs that we know today can't hold on to 3 Michelin stars. So it's very interesting. I wish I had time or they were open at this time to go to a 3 Michelin star restaurant, or the budget that would cost. It wouldn't be as expensive as America, but still be very expensive. Susie says, I want to see puppets and marionettes. It might be included as a Patreon bonus. Patreon.com/urbanist. I show those types of quirky museums. Ancient well. Institut de Sciences Clavoliques. Not sure what that means. Smells like cheese. Not sure why. Wow. So Lyon is also known as the city of passageways because there's I think it's over 500 or more passageways that interconnect through the city. It was meant to make shortcuts between these streets that are very winding sometimes and very long. And a lot of them used to be under lock and key, but more and more are open to the public. That might be one of them. Let's see if we can find a few others.
Vas-y, je prends une crotte là. Je peux acheter un verre d'eau.
Anonymous says, why is Paris so synonymous with romance? But there's so many romantic places around the world. Many factors, but music and movies are among two of them. So many iconic films and songs that take place in Paris, more so than say Lyon. So that's why Paris gets a lot of fame. So Hill says Lyon means lion. It's a bit complicated. So Lyon is derived from Lugdunum, which is the old city, and Lugdunum meant fort of logs and on the hill. So it was a pretty long name. That name translated throughout the centuries into Lyon, but indeed there are lions everywhere. It's on the coat of arms of the city, so it kind of means two things. Here's another passageway, but this one I think is a private one, which people just came out of. But here's one of the passageways, and there's a sign here. Zone of silence. Here's the Long Treboul. This Long Treboul, that's the name of the passageways, Trebouls, or passageway, winds its way through 4 different buildings and courtyards and links Rue Saint-Jean with Rue de Boeuf, the street of beef. Under the terms of the agreement signed by the owners and the local authorities, the former undertaker to open the Treboul during the day and latter keep it clean. Ooh, so it's open. If you guys want to go through, let me know. If you want to go into the Treboul, the passageway. Chris says people look fit more in France. Yes. Oh yeah. People are very fit in France. All right, be silent. Wow, an ancient baby carriage used by Emperor Claudius himself. Oh, the cafe has like outdoor seating, courtyard seating here with the Treboul. That's cool. World War II. France fell under the Nazis. It was completely taken over. But Charles de Gaulle, before occupation started, he encouraged the French to keep on fighting. And thus they did. The French resistance, the capital of the French resistance was right here in Lyon. Paris basically went fully under. But here's where they fought. Here's where they organized. Here's where they actually planned to take down a lot of those officers and cut lines of communication. And how did they get away with it, even though the army was so powerful? Well, they used these Trebouls, and they used the lock and key system. They changed the locks every single day in order to come inside and out, in order to get an advantage over the Germans. So you could just imagine the French resistance fighters right over here. There was one resistance fighter who unfortunately was executed by the Germans shortly before the Allies were able to come in and free France. He ended up using over 400 triboules during his days as the French resistance. So that guy really knew his way around the city on the back doors. Unfortunately, we don't have that in New York. Why New York? We only have Spider-Man swinging from building to building. Oh, there's like a hairstylist. Ooh, Lulu. La Marie état et noire. Lights, camera, action. Welcome to the broadcast. Hey, D-Doc. How's it going? Nice to see you. Oh,
nice
you
to see
actually give me a tour
yeah,
of
now I'm working.
Oh,
I did a tour with my friend yesterday. Yeah,
That's
walking
amazing.
tour.
Oh, I'm glad that you do tours of the passageways as well.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Very cool. Now I'm doing a regular tour, not the music tour.
Ah, I see. Amazing. Oh,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
If I text you. I
Yeah,
text
definitely.
You.
Have a good day, man.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, because I did a tour with him yesterday afternoon, but not.
Oh, that was really cool. That was a tour guide. I went on a tour yesterday. He gave me a tour of the music history of Lyon, which is very, very obscure history. I usually don't cover like a very obscure music history, so I decided to join that tour. And it was really fun. He gave us a really interesting insight of the city. You can find them on Airbnb experiences, so search Music History of Lyon. But he does a bunch of other tours, more general history tours, like we see right there. So yeah, that was cool to run into him. So here we have, this is a really cool museum that I might feature to Super Urbanist and above. This is the Museo de Cinéma et Miniature, the Museum of Cinema and Miniatures. This was a miniaturist designer, set designer for Hollywood, who ended up bringing a lot of those miniature sets over here and showcasing them for people to see, along with other real props. And I'm not sure if this is an authentic Spider-Man costume, but that is awesome. I think this is Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, I think. We have Titanic, we have what? Jack Dawson wore Leonardo DiCaprio's character while he couldn't fit on the doors. Oh my god, this is awesome. So here we have Stargate. Oh wow, this is amazing. This is one of the Egyptian guards in Stargate. I don't like the movie too much. The movie, I always fall asleep while watching it, but I love the TV series. One of my favorite TV series when I was a teenage kid. That's so cool. Nicole says Gizmo. Yeah, that's Gizmo. Thank you so much for letting us know. Gizmo. The little dinosaurs from The Lost World, Jurassic Park 2. That appear at the end of the beginning of the first film, the second film. Adam says it is a nice museum, but not my type of museum. Says Adam. Oh no, Adam. So you don't want to go? Dia says, do you notice personality differences between regions of France? It's a great question, DS. Here it's a bit more warmer than Paris. Yeah, you get just a tad more warmth. Paris can sometimes be a bit cold in terms of just general interactions, like at a restaurant or at a store. Here, it's a bit friendlier. Also, there is pretty good proficiency in English here. So it's nowhere near Belgium or Netherlands or Denmark. But here I get around with English. It seems not as bad as I would have thought it would be. Wow, look at this. So here we have the backside of the Museum of Miniatures. Another Lyon. Andrew has more viewers than usual. Oh, Andrew, you're not giving me enough credit. Andrew, we usually get more viewers, especially in cities that are more popular. But this is normal. 200, 300. Lapin says, bonjour tout le monde. Yeah, bonjour tout le monde. Which just means bonjour everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, Lapin. So here we have a house of history. This was built during the Epoch Renaissance. This is a Renaissance building in the Court of St. John, which we're in right now. And it says something about this being in 1406. So this was built somewhere around the 1400s? No, there was something here around the 1400s. Then this was built, it seems. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Look at the staircases. Lilo says, I like the non-touristy places. You know, this city's not the top tourism, but we are indeed in the touristy area of Lyon. So there are tourists here. This is not the most popular city, as is Paris and the south of France. Marianne says, so happy to see you and this. Merci mon ami. My pleasure. Marianne, I'm so happy you're here. Adam says art, history, and local museums. Oh, yes. Sarah says it's the quality of viewers, not the quantity. Indeed, that's true. Chris says it isn't too crowded. Yep, it's August, and also this is not a crazy popular destination. I think Amsterdam is by far more popular than here. I think Brussels even. Brussels is not that much bigger of a city, and it was way more pumping than here. Wendy says, is it me or the picture is blurred? No, sorry, Wendy, I'm a bit blurry today. It's me. I put so much sunscreen on that I'm a bit blurry. Oh, our urbanist is blessed with beautiful weather. You know, I would praise the sunshine, but it has a very big downside. Right now, France is going through a very immense drought, and there are wildfires in the mountain ranges nearby, and also other parts of wine country. So it's pretty sad. And also there's water limits in other towns nearby. It hasn't affected Lyon, I think, but yeah, it kind of sucks. So hopefully they do get some rain soon. Someone bring Prince. Please resurrect Prince so you can bring on the rain for the French who need it. Otherwise, we'll have terrible. We'll have little wine, not enough wine to go around. How was the Statue of Liberty first conceptualized? Says Dwayne. Whoa. Well, we're not in New York, so feel free to ask me questions. I'll do my best about France. But yes, Statue of Liberty was conceived by a Frenchman, Bartholdi. I don't know where he was from France, but as far as I know, he developed the idea of the Statue of Liberty in Paris. All right, we got a cathedral here. Let's go. Who wants to go into the cathedral? Let me know. Or we can get a cup of wine. Cathedral, cup of wine. But isn't there wine in the cathedrals? That's even a better question. And there's the basilica right up there. So I mentioned the Eiffel Tower lookalike. It was meant to be taller than that basilica. I'm not sure. There's people coming out. Oh yeah. All right, let's go inside. Cathedral of St. John. But not St. John the Divine like in New York. DSS, another open square. Yeah, we've been in cities where there's not that many squares. You know, Netherlands has like a main square, but doesn't have too many. It's nice to see squares here. Susie says, nice of them to hold the door for you. I held the door for them. As you notice, you don't get a welcome. That's in France. Don't be so surprised if no one says you're welcome. I'm not sure how you say you're welcome in French, but I never hear anything. I just get a serious look when I hold someone's door open. Wow, look at that. Avalon. Al, tuning in. Welcome, Al. What ails you, Al? Al says, can you light a candle for me? What ails you, Al? Susie says, that happens to me in New York City. Really? Yeah, New York City, that can happen, yeah. I do hear you're welcome, but yeah, you're right. New York City sometimes can be a bit cold with opening doors. Chris says you must always walk in saying bonjour. That's right, bonjour is a must in almost every single type of location. The light is just gorgeous. What year was it built? I don't know the exact year. Let's see if we can find it. Al is in the hospital. This is cheering me up. Oh, Al, may you feel better. I don't have change, but I will hope that someone who is based in Lyon watching out there, can you please put €1 for us? I would be so grateful. I don't have change at the moment. Maybe I'll come back and put it myself later. But if someone from Lyon could do us a favor and put €1 later on, I would be so grateful. So for Al, may you feel better, Al, and Adam as well, because Adam recovering from the big C, from COVID. Right there. May everyone feel better out there, Al, Adam. Adam asks, is Monaco a good place to visit? I'm intrigued about Monaco. I don't know, maybe you'll find out, Adam. Stay tuned. Hey, Hyde. Hyde is doing EVP readings. Thank you, Hyde, for your alternative perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, behold, the oldest clock in Europe. Yep, this is one of the oldest clocks still here in Europe. It stopped working a few years ago, back in 2017. It was supposed to stop working in 2019 due to the mechanism, but it petered out just a few years before then. But still here, and apparently still fixable. They haven't done anything yet. It used to ring at 3 p.m. and do some very long jingle. Mom, you're here as well.
Yeah, we find everyone. This is the oldest astronomical watch in France.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, listen, I explained the story for you as
I'm
well.
doing a live video, is it okay?
Yeah, sure. So this is the oldest astronomical watch in France. It has been renovated 2-3 times along its story, but it was damaged during the year 2015 for a crazy man who started to smash. So it's not working, but when it's it's sounding 3 times per day at 12, 2 and 4 p.m. The first level, it's an almanac of very complex of all the saints of all the days and the saints of the year. The extra wheel, but the second wheel, it's a cycle embrace 65 years. Every 60 years, it needs to be added a new cycle of 65 more. And look, the year it was finished in 2019, the last year of the life cycle, and it needs the technicians found difficulties to for its complexity. So the new wheel will be embrace a new cycle from the 2022 plus 65 years.
Yeah.
So in 65 years, the technicians will be find the same problem to refix. And then the second level, it's an astrological calendar. The moon and solar phases, moon and lunar phases over the sign, over the sky of Lyon, and it gives you the hour. Yeah. The clock it gives you the hour. And the last level, the third one, on this. When ending, it starts from the top. The animal, the cock, starts to fly, and he starts to sing the hymn of the Sanjan, the music.
Oh, interesting.
And then the top, it's activated an automatic system. It starts to rotate the angels, and every day of the week it appears different. For example, the Sunday it appears the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
Another day it appears the Saint John Baptist. If you search on YouTube, Horloge Saint John, you will see the mechanism. You will see. You could the people who recorded videos, but it's not working because I'm a crazy man. I started to smash.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's fixed.
Was it here or up on a tower?
This it has always been on this. Yeah.
Ah,
There is another solar clock in the main facade, but this one has always been here. And this man, he was Arab, he was disequilibrated, and he smashed the clock because he considered he perturbed his prayings during the night time. He was his excuse.
Oh no.
did they arrest him?
Yeah, he was arrested in jail. He's in jail.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
He smashed with a hammer.
I mean, no matter what religion, it's a piece of
Yeah,
art.
but apparently he was totally out of control, this man. So now the technicians, for its complexity, it's so complex, this clock, they find enormous difficulties to fix it. They spent the last 5 years very carefully to try to renovate, but at the moment they don't arrive because it's so complex. It's in Prague, in Czechia.
Yes,
we
we're
have.
going to
It's
that
the
one.
same system.
The astronomical
Yeah.
clock, yeah.
We're going to see
Beautiful.
that one.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
But it's the same. It's contemporary of this one. It's one of the top 10. It's a top 10 astronomical clock in Europe. This one. It's top
Right.
10. Yeah.
I hope they fix it.
Maybe they'll digital.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Put a computer inside to
Yeah.
control
Maybe it's a solution.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your tour. That's so cool.
No, yeah.
No, thank you.
For the friendly customer, always.
Yeah, that was an awesome story.
He create videos.
Yeah, I do live videos all around the world.
Are you a vlogger?
Vlogger, yeah.
Ah,
He watches them all the time.
Oh, that's very cool. It's my name is Urbanist Exploring Cities. Urbanist.
Urbanist.
Urbanist. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah.
have you ever heard of a guy named Adam the Woo?
Adam the Woo. I knew of him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just does the USA.
Yeah.
But he goes to all these weird little places and videos. He's been doing it. He's number 3, the third oldest to do vlogging on YouTube. And his
Urbanist. I
best
think I've
friend
seen
is
one of
number
your-
1.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Oh, cool.
I'm good, but I'm gonna check it out.
That's
now.
awesome. Yeah. Adam the Woo. I do something similar to him
and
as well.
also there's Tim Tracker.
Tim Tracker. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
How long have you been doing it for?
For 6 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, for
and
quite
it's
a
a
while.
full-time job.
Yeah. It's just my
Yeah.
full-time
He has
job.
a lot of followers.
Okay.
Yeah,
How many do you have?
a lot of people are tuning in right now.
Yes.
It's live.
It is live, yeah. I have right now almost 300, 275.
Oh, okay. Tim Tracker has 1.4 million.
Yes, he does, yeah.
No, the next level.
Yeah, he's really paid well.
Oh yeah, can you imagine? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Well,
awesome. Where are both of you coming from?
South Africa.
we live in South Africa. I'm South African. He's Canadian.
Far way away. Wow. Enjoy your trip.
No, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. Have a good
Okay,
day.
bye.
That's awesome. So there we go. That was the reason why it petered out. Someone smashed it. Marianne, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Chris says that guy knows his YouTube. He does, yeah, he does. So leave him a round of hearts to that lovely couple. Wow.
C'est bon, il faut bien savoir à quelle heure il est. Parce que les personnes qui sont il y a pas marqué.
So, that was amazing. I'm gonna leave you a link to D-Dex, at least the Airbnb one. I don't know his main website. I'll show you the Airbnb one. Really cool tour guide. He has a lot of passion for history, and he also knows his music history like deeply. And I used to be a music blogger for 6 years, so I was really like pleasantly surprised to see someone so deep into music. So that was awesome, running into that lovely couple. And yeah, that was really cool. And yeah, the gentleman knew his travel YouTubes all the way from South Africa, long way away. Wow. Hey, M4 Daz, nice to see you here. So Chris says that he has to do 1 million Our Fathers, 4 million 4 million Hail Marys. Yeah. Susie says the heat doesn't seem to be bothering you like it does for the woman. Wow. This beautiful light. Look at that. It's gorgeous. This is a great photo opportunity. Susie says, you don't seem to be bothered by the heat like we see a few people are. I actually feel much better in the heat. The great benefit of sweating is that you get to lose all your toxins. And I think I know why Mediterranean people and French people tend to be much more fitter because the diet, you know, at least in the Netherlands, is somewhat similar. They both have fatty foods with breading, bread, of course. But in these areas, one sweats way more. And I think when I traveled through Italy and Greece last year, I was in areas where it was almost 90 degrees every single day. I felt way more kind of leaner eating the same amount of food than I did hanging out in Northern Europe. So I think sweating is a godsend. It helps take out all of those toxins, processed food a lot better. So there's a holy bench. Looks cool. It has nice covering, which is nice. Very cool with these. It is a bit straight. It has a slight slope, which is good. A slight slope. Apparently it's one that you can fold. Oh, that's interesting. So you can fold. I wonder what the point of that is. The problem is that there's a ledge over here. I assume that's meant for kneeling, but I can't extend my feet. But overall, I love the vibes. It's right here by the organ, so wear earplugs in case they're playing Beethoven or Phantom of the Opera by Andrew Lloyd Webber. But overall, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous pew. For this holy bench, I give the a 7.3 out of 10. Susie says, sing us a hymn. Susie, there is no hymns here in Urbanus. I will not be singing Ave Maria. No. None of that. Avalon send a $10 super chat. PayPal. Thank you so much, Avalon. I appreciate you. Thank you. Round of hearts for Avalon. Hopefully you feel better. Thank you so much for the contribution. I appreciate that. Morgan, nice to see you here. Morgan says Guten Morgen. Nice to see you here, Morgan. Dr. Tachi, nice to see you here. Welcome. The treasury of St. John Cathedral, collected in the 19th century by the Cardinals Fench and de Bonald, comprised a collection of items dating from the Byzantine period to the 19th century, gold and silverware. Wow. Let's check it out. Oh, that's amazing. So this was the garbs of Cardinal de Bonald. Bonald. Well, Lorraine, nice to see you here. Welcome. Daryl, nice. Dr. Tachi asked for a compilation of all the churches. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. This is a bit of a pudgier Jesus. Wow, we've seen buff Jesus in Denmark, super skinny, frail Jesus in the Netherlands, and now we have a little bit of pudgy Jesus, dad bod Jesus. I like it. It's nice. This is the real, natural male figure. Lorraine, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. There we go. Parfait. Yeah, it was hard. It's a double door. I was like, how can I hold two doors at the same time? Like a little kid open up the other door. How do you say you're welcome in French? Do let me know, French urbanists. It's one thing I have not learned yet. Chris says, I prefer the Franciscan wardrobe. Yeah, everyone has their preferences. Yeah, Franciscan wardrobe is much more humble. Carl says, thank you for the stream. Absolutely excellent. David says, you say de bien. De bien? Pas de problème? Pas de problème? Pas de problème? Carl says, thanks for the stream. Absolutely excellent. I will watch it when I return. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate that. And Lorraine, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Benoit says, I'm glad you're in France again. Oh yes, happy to be in France again. If someone says merci to you, you can say de bien. Or je vous en prie. Je vous en prie. De bien. De bien. Renee says also enchanté. Enchanté. Cool. Thank you so much for letting me know. How do we get up there? Let's find out. 97-degree Fahrenheit heat, the best type of weather. Dia says, one thing I will always admire about France is its laid-back, chill vibe. Oh yes, super chill vibe here. You can even see in how people walk. David says it's pronounced de Vian, as an A. Thank you, de Vian. Yeah. Art says, I was in Lyon 4 years ago. Nice place, yes. Yeah, you can really see the gait of people here in France. That's different from Northern Europe or New York or UK. People tend to walk shoulders back, kind of hands hanging, and just kind of their back is sloped this way, as opposed to like New York, it's kind of that way. It's very interesting. David says, I am loving Lyon. I'm glad you are. It's a gorgeous city. It is Paris light, so if you want to get the vibes of Paris, but not to be overwhelmed by tourists or too much hustle and bustle, this is a good bet. Nobu says, it's because we have time, yes. You guys take August all free, so Seems like all the time in the world. Wendy says, is there a beach? It's in the south of France where you get the best beaches. Well, don't expect tropical beaches, but that's where people go for beaching. Why many European cities look like the Caribbean? Says Yogi. That's an excellent question. So the Spaniards actually used urban design methods that are very similar in many of these medieval cities all throughout Europe, especially in the Mediterranean. France is some part of France is Mediterranean, but you see these city plans, and they were used in all around Spain, Italy. So I think that's why you end up seeing a very similar vibe in the Caribbean or South America, as opposed to America. America did not do that. Is it vernacular this way? Let me see. It is. So I ended up getting a 24-hour ticket for €6. I think this also includes the Funicular, where we can go up the hill, one of the oldest systems. Oh, I gotta go through. So this goes uphill. It's one of the older ones in Europe. Funiculars.
1 kilómetro.
It was built during the era of Napoleon III, I think. Yeah, Napoleon III. And here we go. So Colleen says, I'm amazed how you adapt to change. I can't list to the store. What do you mean, Colleen? But I'm so glad you enjoy the way I adapt to change. And wow, this goes fast for funicular. Yeah, very, very fast. That's really good. And some of the other ones we visited. What was the last one that showed? Definitely showed one. I think in this trip? I forgot which one. I think Seattle? Was Seattle? No, it was not Seattle. Somewhere else. Wow. So right now we're here, and you can see the funicular actually goes 2 different directions. And then we can also take the metro further up. So that's the metro lines. The metro lines are the thick lines. This is the funiculars, and then we have what appears to be bus systems or tram systems for the thinner lines. And look at these huge, wow, pulleys. Impressive, impressive. Now we are officially. Hein says, I've never been to France, but I've been to Barcelona. Oh, cool. Oh my God. And here we have the Basilica. Wow. Now that's gorgeous. No drones. Still open. That's good. Yeah, we are no longer. It's open until 8 p.m. This is a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. This is so pristinely kept. So this is Notre Dame de Fourvière. So Our Lady. Started construction in 1192. Started as a small chapel. And then they started expanding in 1643. Here we have this one. Wow. Something happened in 1832. Cholera took over the town. 1852. Interesting. They installed this golden Virgin Mary. Beautiful. Morgan says this is Notre Dame. So there's a lot of, it's like going to Rome and seeing Santa Maria, or going to the US and seeing Our Lady. There's a lot of churches named Notre Dame in France. It's Our Lady or Santa Maria, or Nuestra Señora also is another common Spanish one. All right, let's go inside. Susie says, what were you doing in 1192? I was, what was I doing in 1192? That's a good question. I was hanging out with the popes in Avignon. Here's the Eiffel Tower lookalike. Oh, got electrical shock. It's because it's now used for sending radio and TV signals. Wow. I miss holy water. It's been a while. I feel the holy water soothing my soul. Getting to know Jesus. So they have books in different languages about Jesus. This is amazing. This reminds me a lot of Islamic architecture with all the intricate designs on the top. Of course, there's not iconography in Islamic architecture, but all the swirls. Also, Islam would be more geometric. Wow. Marina says, yeah, this one's a bit too full. Yeah, surprised a lot of people are here. It's famous, I guess. Dia says Enigma would be a perfect soundtrack to this, yes. Oh, Return to Innocence. Okay, Google, play Return to Innocence by Enigma. Alexa, play Return to Innocence by Enigma. Lyon says, didn't the Moors take over France? They took over up until the area of Tours, which I think might be a bit more south than this. So I'll show you where we are right now geographically. So this is where we are in France, right here. And Lyon within the region is right here. So the Islamic Caliphate got pretty far into France until the Battle of Tours. Here's a map of what used to look like back in Roman times. So we had the provincial Rome, which was modern-day Provence. That's kept the name. We have Celtic Gaul, or Roman Gaul, which is where we're currently located. And we just came from the Belgica region, which is Belgium. We just came from there. And there was Aquitaina as well. This was during the time of Caesar. This is how it looked like during a siege. So we're right upon that hill, right here on the right side of the screen. And here's another image. So now on the left side of the screen, we're upon that hill. Oh, there she is. Cue the song. There she is. Here's a Madonna and Child. That's after she divorced Guy Ritchie. Oh, sorry, this is the Virgin Mary. The other Madonna. Sorry, my mistake. Dia says, I understand there's a Roman Colosseum. Oh yeah, stay tuned. That'll be our final stop. Lyon says, what makes a church a basilica? It is basically an arbitrary designation done by the Pope himself. Usually there's only about one basilica per a major Catholic city. In very rare cases we've seen two. Basically it's to designate a very important location for Catholicism. That might be the important location of a martyr, and they built a basilica on top of it. A basilica also in honor of, for example, in Paris in Montmartre. It was to sanctify the city after a terrible, terrible revolution called the Commune, the Paris Commune. And also to honor the saint of Paris, which his name is escaping me at the moment. Daniel can remind me. He had his head cut off. He went up to that hill as well. In Rome, we have the basilica that's very old, dating back, I think, like 200 something, aside from Vatican City. So, yeah, there's a lot of basilicas. The Basilica of New York is Old St. Patrick's in Nolita. Isn't much to look at, but it's important for Catholicism in New York. Member of the clergy there. Huh. That's cool. Lino says the Basilica of Lutherus is not much to look at. Yeah, this was definitely the more decorative of the basilicas I've seen recently on this trip. They have it in Spanish. Estén preparados, ceñidos y con las lámparas encendidas. Sean como esos hombres que esperan el regreso de tu Señor, que fue a una boda, para abrirle apenas llega y llama a la puerta. Feliz los servidores a quienes el Señor encuentra velando a su llegada. Les aseguro que Él mismo recogerá su túnica, los hará sentar a la mesa y se pondrá al servirlo. Feliz ellos si el Señor llega a medianoche o antes del alba y los encontrará así. Entendido bien, si el dueño de la casa supiera a qué hora va a llegar el ladrón, no dejará perforar las paredes de su casa. Ustedes también están preparados, porque el Hijo del Hombre llegará a la hora que los menos pensada. Oh, wow. Marina says it looks like an AA meeting down there. Also, Marina. That was a beautiful church. A beautiful basilica. Highly recommend coming up here. Ooh, it's hot. Okay, so this is the Eiffel Tower. There used to be a restaurant up there, but it was closed many decades ago, back in the 1970s. As I mentioned, that was built in order to show France fully going to secularism. So that was more of a show built by the government at that time in the late 1800s, 1890s to show, oh yeah, we could build bigger than this basilica because we are now a secular society. So it was, they had a little bit of a vendetta against the Catholic Church. I gotta do a thumbnail shot. I think this is the perfect place. Right here. There we go. That's a thumbnail shot. Hey, NW recommends listening to the song Angel of Lyon by Tom Russell. Oh, cool. I'll check it out. Angel of Lyon by Tom Russell. I need some water. All right, let's find the Roman Colosseum, the ancient Roman Colosseum. Yep, there's one that actually exists inside here. But first, water. Anonymous Dude says, how are you doing today? I hope you're having fun. No fun. No fun, Anonymous Dude. I'm not sure why I'm here and not in Staten Island. I could be in Staten Island right now, but no. I decided to stay here in Europe for so long. I miss the highways. I miss eating White Castle. Yeah. Oh, Stu, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. I really enjoyed this trip. Yeah, it's beautiful to be in the city. I also love the laid-back atmosphere here. It's a nice change of pace from the Netherlands, which I also really deeply enjoyed. But it's interesting seeing the juxtaposition between two cultures. Netherlands, you know, it's more kind of a work culture, very pragmatic culture. Here is kind of a very chill, laid-back culture. Susie says you could be in Atlantic City right now. Yeah, could be in Atlantic City right now. Showing you the Taj Mahal. Postcards. I'm coming back for you. Ah, you know, one of the more famous books written here in Lyon is Le Petit Prince. Here he is, the Little Prince. Written by a famous Lyonnese. Mike says, I've been craving a runza in Nebraska. I don't know what runza is, but Nebraska, yeah, Nebraska is called a great state of Nebraska. I will cover it at some point. I won't tell you when. You'll just see me randomly in Lincoln. Oh my God. It's a cafe. And boom. There's a tree. So Lyon, this is what surprised me first day I came into Lyon. It actually has skyscrapers. We see four to five here. And more to be built at some point. Wow, gorgeous city. Look at that. This is the Radisson Hotel. I imagine this hotel just has great views. Veronique says Lyon is beautiful. Yes, it is, especially from above. We see all the tree-lined streets down there. Lots of trees too, compared to other cities we visited. Cynthia says, I am in Staten Island. Sure, I'll switch with you. Cynthia actually looked good in a baseball cap. Oh no. Cynthia, am I turning into a New Yorker? Thank you, Cynthia, for the compliment. But I think that spells doom. I think that means I'm slowly transforming into a typical New Yorker. Yankees cap, basketball shorts, eating a slice of folded up pizza, playing dominoes on the street, yelling Capicu. I'm not seeing any comments. Let me know if people are still there. Let me know if you're still there. Lorraine says, yes, we're still here. All right, how do I get to the Coliseum? I don't want to walk too out of the way. It's pure sun over here. Mo Batter says I'm here. Oh, cool. Thank you so much, Mo. How do I get to the Coliseum? This feels like it'll take me really out of the way. Bonjour, Kitty. Almo says, massive shout out from Staten Island. Hey. Nice to see you here, Almo. wish there were signage. No signage here. Use the red cape says. It says wrong, yeah. Wendy says find the bicycle. No, it should be nearby, but this feels like I'm really going out of the way. Let me walk just a little bit. But the other one too. Kitty says très jolie, very beautiful. Renee says find the baguette. It's August, Renee. So the chances of running into a baguette are very slim. A lot of the boulangeries are closed. It's very sad. I'm relegated to eating some eggs and a piece of ham for breakfast. No croissants. Susie says should we all bombard Facebook to bring your page back? I think so. I think I'll look into what's the best way of doing that. But thank you. Kathy says, what are you having for dinner? I'm having a few chips. I got some tap water. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, all the restaurants are closed, so that's it, some chips and water. No, luckily I ended up getting a reservation to one of the better rated bouchons, which are the eateries here that are famous in Lyon. So I may film some part of it, maybe not. Stay tuned. Bouchons tend to be very tightly spaced, so it might make for a good short video. So follow me on TikTok, Ariel Vieira. I'm locked out of Facebook, so I can't post short videos. So follow me on TikTok, Ariel Vieira, just in case I post a short video about bouchon. Kathy says I'm not buying that. Wendy says some bread and butter. There's no boulangeries. They're all closed. A lot of them are closed. You know, I've only seen maybe 2 boulangeries my entire past. Been here like 4 days already. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, I've been here 4 days. I only seen 2 boulangeries my entire 4 days, which are bakeries, if people don't know. Ron says, don't you have spare keys for Facebook? If only. Cynthia says, what happened to Facebook? They locked me out of my account because they said that I am an untrustworthy page because my location keeps changing. And of course, I'm traveling. But Facebook wants me to stay in the same location when it comes to posting, which kind of defeats the purpose of being a traveling vlogger. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the Colosseum of Lyon. As it had a massive capacity for people. Here they had gladiatorial battles. They unfortunately had executions as well, including executing some early Christians. They were the early Christian martyrs. Here, there's 2 Colosseums here, so there's another one. The other one is more famous for animal fights here too. But it's still used for performances today. But no, luckily no one is hurt. Renee says it's the amphitheater of the 3 goals. Yes. Alexander says, can't you use VPN? No, Facebook actually makes it worse if you use VPN. So I don't use VPN. They can detect whether you're using a VPN, and if they do, they'll ban you potentially. So that's why I never use a VPN when using Facebook. They're way too strict. TikTok never had these issues, or on YouTube. They do that in order to prevent people from spreading misinformation, of course, and political lies. That has happened, unfortunately, on Facebook. And it was a big issue in the 2016 election, but from various sources, people, external parties, not from the US, were spreading misinformation en masse, regardless of your political leanings. So Facebook has clamped down on that. Problem is, they clamp down sometimes so hard that pages like mine that are just merely traveling to other countries get caught in that whirlwind. And while pages that post really shitty content, actually really bad content, either they steal TikTok videos and make a killing with the money that they make from ads without giving anything to the original creator, or just very terrible, kind of very low class humor, and those pages never get hurt. So it kind of sucks. Dr. Tachi says, and yet Facebook wants creators to use them. Yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose. And there's so many other creators, the moment they start making money on Reels, somehow they get demonetized. Facebook says, oh, nope, it seems like you're violating some community guidelines. It's happened to a lot of people. There's entire Reddit threads of people complaining about that, who also make original content. So yeah, it's a big issue. Facebook is no wonder that Facebook is going downhill because of all the trickiness and shitty stuff that they do. Nonetheless, here is the ancient Roman Colosseum. This dates back to ancient Roman times of Emperor Claudius himself, right over here. Garalatra Galatara says, I feel like I'm here. Oh, I'm so glad you do. It's beautiful. Gorgeous amphitheater. Let me stick here in the shade before I go into the hot burning sun. Let me let my iPhone cool down a little bit. Master Muhammad says, do you live here? No, I'm from New York City. Lino says, you can say a lot of bad things about the Romans, but they built it to last. Yeah, I think there's a lot of merits to the Roman civilization. They did a lot of great things. Of course, like all civilizations out there in history, there were very negative stuff that happened, but also many positives came out of it. This is amazing. Just amazing. So this was carved into the hill. So this is what the ancient Romans learned this from the ancient Greeks. So the ancient Greeks, the original theaters, some of the oldest theaters you'll see in ancient Greece are the ones carved in the hills or in the mountains of Greece. You can still visit them. There's one buried deep in the woods of Greece. If anyone knows the name, it has a name that starts with the E. So the Romans did the same thing, using the natural geology in order to build something that they can host events, take advantage of the natural acoustics as well. So we can kind of hear the family down there. So we put, if I stop talking. It's not optimal, of course, because parts of it is missing, but we can still kind of hear them. So if they were to really amplify their voice, we would be able to hear the people down there. Kitty says, I had no idea there were Colosseums in France. Oh yeah, there's one in Paris as well. It's hidden inside, behind an apartment building, which is really cool. I have a video up on it. It used to be on Facebook. I think I have it on YouTube as well. Search Colosseum Paris Urbanist. Maybe it'll pop up. In Athens, they also carved one on the hill. Yeah, so the one we saw in the Acropolis, there were two of them. Both of them were carved in the hill, actually, yeah. Both theaters were carved in the hill. Anamasu says, you look like you're in the jungle. Because of the shirt I'm wearing. Oh, because of the background. Indeed, indeed. Just practice for the Amazon live streams. We'll be live streaming an entire journey through the Amazon in the heart of the green hell, as they call it. Stay tuned. I just need a larger budget and someone to produce the show. So if any producers are out there want to do some high-end production for live video, I'm not sure if Cliff is watching. Dr. Tachi, if you know someone, do let me know. I'll be very interested in doing go to Amazon once. Only once. I've never really been too interested in the Amazon, aside from watching many documentaries. But I'll go once, and I'll only do it for the live video. No other reason. Joey says the one in Paris is called the Arenas de Lutece. Yes, original name of Paris was Lutece. All right, let's walk through the Colosseum. Kitty says you'll need extra powerful repellent. Yep, long sleeve shirts, long pants. Ah, here we have Philippe. Philippe is one of the close confidants of Monsieur Pierre, Le Pigeon de Paris. Hyde says it's only 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, it's only 98 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not that bad. It feels nice. Good weather here. Maximus, 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 Maximus. Almo says, what date roughly? I'm not 100% sure what the date of this Colosseum is. I would say roughly around 100 AD. If anyone can find the exact date. Between 43 BC and 150 AD, give or take. Anonymous says, we'll need Kevin Hart to sell out this thing. That's right, Kevin Hart, yeah. Joe says, I thought you were going on tour with Coldplay. Nah, Chris got it. He doesn't need help. Kathy says, remember, you have to climb back up. Oh no. I think there's a funicular down there. Funicular. Marianne, nice to see you here. Marianne, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Hopefully you have a great day. Leave your camera on the steps and go center stage. Are you not entertained? I hope everyone's chanting my name in the comments right now, because really, are you not entertained? I mean, seriously, are you not entertained? Lorraine says I can hear you. Lino says, I saw people giving the thumbs down. No, it's terrible. They're not entertained. Wow. That's amazing. It boggles my mind that live streams of Florida get way more views than these. Can someone make it make sense, please? This is cool. Right over here. Jeez. Alexander, I'd like to see you go to Italy. Yeah, watch my live streams from last year. I did not do Pompeii. I did Pompeii on live video, so you can find it. I did post the replay on it. Ooh, yeah, this has good acoustics from this location. Wow. Are you not entertained? No, there we go. Are you not entertained? It has good acoustics here. Right here. Something happened structurally where it just does not carry from every location on the stage. Sylvia says people in Florida are watching. Yeah, I have quite a few Floridians who watch me. Yeah. Let's go this way. Kitty says, can you sing? There's no singing on these broadcasts. This is a sing-free broadcast. Susan says, still in Houston? Kathy says, I think people who vlog in Florida have a younger audience. Maybe, you know, that might be the case.
Very frustrating. I tried.
Bonjour. Oh wow. So here it says ancient repair with reused building materials. All the walls of the theater are built of small pieces of stone held together with a mortar based on lime and sand. You see a different technique employing large, carefully cut blocks of limestone, which we see here, do not come directly from a quarry but derive from a dismantling of older monuments. The material, a very hard limestone, was quarried along the Rhone upstream from Lyon. Oh, interesting. So they took stones along from the Rhone upstream. Wow, and they brought it down here to Lyon. Fascinating. So the Rhone continues all the way to Geneva, which is modern Geneva in Switzerland. About a 2-hour train ride away. Gary says, we've arranged you to have a date with Susan Boyle. That's funny. Give me Europe over Florida any day, says NNNY. No, I mean, there's great work in Florida. I'm just very curious. I'm expressing my frustration because I see Florida. I assume there are beauty of Florida, but I don't know. This is very unique, I think. Here, live video of ancient Roman Colosseums. There's a lot of great Florida content creators out there, and they do fun adventures. David says you have a small following for Hawaii. Yeah, I have a lot of Hawaiian urbanists. Yeah, that's true. Maureen, I see you here. Maureen says, I'm 73 years old. I love your content. I'm so glad you do, Maureen. And Marie's another Floridian. Nice to see you here. Maybe good for an Adele concert, says Susan. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is good for an Adele concert. Rolling in the deep. La 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 la. Best song of Adele, Rolling in the Deep. So this is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So everyone, please do not touch the stone. Just don't. Come on. There's a protected World Heritage Site. So I ended up doing a video of Stockholm. There was a random rune stone out in public. It's been there for 1,000 years. So a lot of time. and in the video, I touch it. And I got so many comments, hundreds of comments saying, why are you touching it? Don't touch it. It's terrible. You're touching it. Oh my God, you're destroying the art. It's like, I didn't get a hammer and chisel, ladies and gentlemen. There's a drone up there. Dominic says, have you streamed? Yeah, I have 2 weeks worth of Greece live streams. I hope to return. It was amazing. I did Athens, Santorini, and Thessaloniki. 3 great cities, three great areas of Greece. Anamasu says, good eye. Yeah, well, you can hear the the buzzing. Wow. Is that like a cafe? Is there a random cafe down there? That's interesting. And here's another part of the Colosseum. Wow. This one seems to be a little bit better kept. Good acoustics. All right, everyone, that was Lyon, old Lyon, Vieux Lyon, here in France. Awesome place to visit. I highly recommend it. This is the old Colosseum, and we visited the Basilica, great Basilica, and there's even more passageways in old Lyon. We only saw maybe 2 of them, but it's a really awesome city. Highly recommend it. I'll be showing you more parts of France for the rest of this trip, so stay tuned. Every Thursdays through Saturdays at 3 p.m. French time, 9 a.m. New York City time. Here I'm going to do a discourse upon the merits of drinking coffee here from the stage. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. This was Lyon in France. And put on your notifications just in case I do random live videos, and follow me on TikTok, Ariel Vieira. Ooh. Yeah, follow me on TikTok, Ariel Vieira. But also, follow me on Patreon, because luckily museums here are open late. And I'm going to offer a few museums for my patrons. So we passed by 2 cool museums. I may film a few of them during this French trip that you'll get bonus content. So if you like your museums, if you like your house museums, your palaces, go to patreon.com/urbanist. We get full tours. A lot of them are not edited, so you just get the full experience as if it were live. Keep being awesome, and always keep on exploring. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Au revoir, mes amis. Bonne journée.